Interesting times that we live in right now. Joining us is tax partner of KPMG Malaysia, Tai Lai Kok, sharing his thoughts on the matter.
The Honourable Finance Minister's maiden budget speech with the team, Teguh Kita Menang Bersama. Now this is very notable because it is an expansionary one, despite the fact that the economy is expected to be reducing and contracting by 4.5% this year. Okay, now what is our expectation and what do we see from the budget announcements today? First of all, I think a very interesting one would be the mention of the 400 million contribution by our top glove manufacturers. Many have suggested that these manufacturers should have been subject to a windfall tax, okay, given the fact that they would have enjoyed very, very significant profits during this pandemic. Now, a lot of people are now starting to speculate that this 400 million contribution is in fact the windfall profit tax. So what do we think? Well, whatever it is a good conclusion, okay? And it probably works out as a good compromise between the glove manufacturers and the government, with the glove manufacturers agreeing to contribute towards vaccine costs and other costs insofar as battling the pandemic. A second issue that probably is going to be very high on everybody's minds will be the shadow economy. Now, the shadow economy obviously are various sectors of the economy which do not register themselves to authorities, who are not paying any taxes, and effectively, to a certain extent, living off you and I. Now, what has the government done insofar as this budget is concerned? Nothing really mentioned in the budget, but we must note that in efforts to curb the spread of smuggling of high-value goods in Malaysia, the government has started to look into bringing together a task force comprising of the MACC and the NFCC, okay, looking towards battling smuggling. Now, would one think that this particular super agency, as we would like to call it, would also be looking towards attacking the shadow economy and making sure the shadow economy is flushed out and they make their necessary contributions to the country? Okay, one will have to see. A third question that most people have brought up, obviously, is the area of GST. Okay, again, plenty of speculation that GST may be making a comeback, and we would see it in this year's budget. Again, truly, insofar as the announcements were concerned, no mention of GST at all. Now, what is the position? Would it ever come back in the near future? I think time will tell. At this point of time, we have the alternative, obviously, the sales tax and service tax. Okay, although, well, personally, in my view, it is not as efficient as a GST, but nevertheless, it is a system in place, and hopefully the government will review the possibilities in the future and think about whether or not it makes sense to bring back GST, okay, but perhaps at a better rate, a lower rate, and make sure that it can be administered much more efficiently than in the past.
That was Tai Lai Kok, the head of tax at KPMG Malaysia, talking about these issues. Back to you, Mel and Sharad.